Hey guys, I know it's been too long. Scott Three Kings Productions, coming at you guys today, man. Just kind of letting you guys know. I was just in the mood, so I'm like, you know what? Let me give the people what they need, not necessarily what they want. Um, I had to ask myself some hard questions, guys, when it came to making my life better. Being able to go and do the things I want to do when I want to do them, as long as I want to do them. Like, that's my ultimate goal. I'm not necessarily there, but it's definitely a goal. That's what I'm shooting for. Travel wherever I want, stay as long as I want, and ultimately, wherever I want to go, as long as long as I want to stay, no matter what. So the first bridge I had to cross, guys, was this. This credit bridge, man. You got to get your credit right. Like, it's so many things, it's so many doors that become open to you when you decide, you know what, just go ahead and knock this out. Like, you either have to decide that you're going to learn how to do it yourself so you don't have to pay someone else to do it. You're going to decide that you're going to simply pay somebody else to do it, and you're not going to be like up to do it, like paying people monthly for Lord knows how many months, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 months. Now, granted, if your credit is in shambles, even if your credit is in shambles, shambles is like below 400, which is like crazy, but I was there for sure. You can still pay somebody. You're going to run across some money. Time and chance happens to everybody. And you're going to run across a situation where you're going to have some money, whether it's income tax, whether it's stimulus check, whether it's, you finally land a good job, or hey, overtime. Overtime's cool and dandy, but it's like you can't put in overtime all the time. By that, I mean, you're going to get tired. So you could get a good, 2-week check, a good month, maybe, hey, a good 3 months, but you eventually get tired or somebody tell you, hey, you can't get so much overtime this week, or we got to send you home early. Whatever the case may be, long story short, you're going to get some money. And when you get some money, even if you got a really bad credit score, you can still pay somebody, I would say no more than $1,500 to get it taken care of immediately. Immediate is within 90 days. Because a lot of times when you need credit, especially like to buy a house or something like that, you're going to need it fast. You don't need it in 12 months. You don't need it in 6 months. You need it immediately. 90 days actually is kind of a long time too. I know people that they can get the job done in 30, 60 days. You can see results as soon as 30 days, and you can potentially have the problem fixed or alleviated in 60 days and completely fixed in 90 days. So first and foremost, you got to get your credit right. Like, it's just no way around it. Like, even as a wholesaling standpoint, you can wholesale, right? And you can be a badass wholesaler, excuse my French, and you wholesaling, and if you're just not the type of person to just go and get 10 deals from incredible amount of marketing that you still pay for, whether you got it through list or you banded signs or whatever, but you spend an incredible amount of money marketing, and you go out and get 10 deals and make 10 G's a piece per deal, make $100,000 in 4 or 6 months. I know a guy that did that. With that being said, most people just not gonna do that. You can wholesale. Anybody can wholesale. You just trading paperwork. So you can stumble up on a good deal, driving for dollars, whatever the case may be. But long story short, the point I'm trying to make is you can go and wholesale, you can gather a lot of cash. And I've learned that cash not always gets you what you're trying to get. People like to say in the old days, cash is king. Well, I say now credit is king. Anybody who got any sense will probably agree that credit is king, because with credit, you can go and get cash. But with cash, you can't necessarily go and get good credit. to an extent. Granted, you can go and buy someone to fix your credit, but you just can't use cash. Sometime if you don't have a credit history, if you don't have a credit profile, it's not going to matter that you have cash. Now, granted, or it does matter, but it's going to be very expensive. And why spend $200,000 on a house when you can put $20,000 down and get the same $200,000 house, or even less? Put $2,000 down and get the same $200,000 house because of good credit. Go get a car. Two people go get a Mercedes, and one has good credit and the other one doesn't. Then that one pays higher monthly payments. One had to come with a down payment, particularly the one who had not so good credit. Long story short, guys, you got to get it. You got to get it, because even if you sell all those houses, you make a wop and you start buying some rentals, you're going to run out of money. And then when you got good credit, it's just easier to get access to money. It's money everywhere, man. Like, one thing I've learned in the last 6 months, guys, it's like money everywhere that you can go and get, as far as if you know or have the knowledge of where to go and get it. And more importantly, how you can be putting yourself in a good position to receive said monies if you got good credit. So one thing I recommend, guys, first and foremost, you got to know your credit score. When I ask people, do they know their credit score, and they like, or my Credit Karma or something like that, they don't use a FICO score, man. They use a vintage score. And vintage score, long story short, is like, if you need credit cards, like more credit cards, that's what a lot of credit card companies might look at, vintage scores, but mortgage companies, banks, they're going to be looking at FICO. Depending on where you get your car, they're going to be looking at a FICO score. Are they going to care as much? We could go into a whole deep dive on, if you, have a installment loans that are paid off, aka previous vehicles paid off. Yes, you're going to be in a better position than someone who simply only comes with credit, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. Long story short, guys, you want to go know what your credit score is, your actual credit score. I use personally IdentityIQ. It's pretty good. It's like $30 a month. Like, just pay for it. I pay for mine every month, because, at the end of the day, especially if you're getting your credit worked on, then you need to be looking at it every week. Because if you're doing it right, then you should be dealing with people who are going to be fixing your credit, and you're going to be able to see a difference in a week or 2 weeks for sure. So you need access to your credit so that you can stay updated. So IdentityIQ is pretty good for me. I think I let them lapse like one time, but then when I seen how important it was, I just pay every month. Like, that's one thing I just pay for. It's like $30, man. You're going to spend it anyway. And so I make sure to know what my credit score is all the time with IdentityIQ. I use them. It is what it is. You can get it or you can not get it. It don't really matter, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to be successful, it don't really matter what you're trying to do. Yes, we focus more on real estate with Three Kings Productions, but at the end of the day, whether you're trying to get cars, or whether you're trying to get houses, or whether you're trying to get equipment, or you're trying to get monies, or you're trying to get anything that you deem is important, or anything that you think is going to be a asset to you or a resource to you in starting your business, you need to be trying to get your credit right, because it can just help you move and go through certain doors and move in certain ways that people who don't have good credit can't move. So definitely you need to get your credit right with IdentityIQ. I got a link below. Yeah, guys, I'm going to get paid if you use the link. But at the end of the day, like I said, I use IdentityIQ myself. So I help somebody else get paid, so maybe somebody help me get paid. Long story short, you got to use them, guys. ASAP Credit. Now, they pretty good company. They only charge $400, which is like pretty good for the type of results that they get you in that 30 to 60 day time frame, because they promise you 60 days. And I always say, guys, just get it out the way. Like, they have like a program where you could like spend $150 for them to get started. But long story short, if you got the 400, I would just spend the 400. Like, I spent thousands of dollars getting my credit right. Thousands of dollars. Not even no joke. Like, I've spent thousands of dollars. Like, long story short, I spent a lot of money to get my credit right, but it paid off. So I'll have both links below. You guys sign up, man. Go from there. Let me know if you need some funding. You know, I can help you guys get some funding, no matter what kind of business you got. If you need help with trying to jump into the real estate game, let me know. Just inbox me, comment, like, share, subscribe if this was useful. If you thought that it was helpful to you in any way, fashion, or form, give me a thumbs up, man. You know, share it. Comment. It goes a long way, guys. Scott with 3 Kings Productions. Peace.